Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. How are you? Hope you're having a great week. We have a lot of fun and exciting things on the horizon. Let me take off my glasses real quick. I look like I'm incognito if you're watching this on YouTube, and it's really just because my eyes are practically swollen shut with a eczema outbreak. I was allergic to a makeup product I used the other day, and it is like, oh God, my skin's on fire. And I look weathered and worn. I'm in an old Show Me Your Moo Moo t-shirt. I've got my brand new Hen Mother Cookhouse hat on that I'll get to in a second. But we're slumming it. I'm in bike shorts that are so far. I mean, my camel toe is so bad right now. It's a moose knuckle. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at. I just got back from LA last night. I can't wait to get into all the fun and exciting things I was doing on the road this week, and so much to catch you up on. But I got back last night and I have to turn around and go back to LA tomorrow. All this press stuff is happening. The special is coming out this Friday, which I am so excited for y'all to see. I am over the moon for you to see the special. I'm so proud of it and I'm very excited. But that's kind of the nature of the game right now. So I came home. They're like, go home for literally 24 hours. Then I have to fly back, do a bunch of press opportunities to promote the special. Then I'm home for another, 12 hours on Saturday. And I turn around and fly back up to New York on Sunday. So if you're going to be up in New York, come say hi to me. I'm going to be running around. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the usual suspects. Okay, I get to go see my girls at the Today Show. I'm popping into a couple other things. Again, don't know what I'm allowed to say or not, but I'm so excited to see Jenna and Hoda over at Today Show and give them a hug. I miss those girls. But anyways, I'm making the rounds. So I have said this on last week's episode, I believe. I know you're going to be sick of me talking about the special and doing all the things, but that is the nature of the beast. I am so proud of this material. It is so funny. It's so wild. And I'm having to cut these clips to put on social media, and they just don't do it justice because I'm not like a clip girl. I've always been a storyteller, and I take you through, a wide variety, a wide range of emotions, and you're just grab your girlfriend, sit down on October 11th. A lot of people have tagged me in groups that they're getting together to watch the special, and it means the world to me. So thank you. Right out the gate. Thank you for the support. I'm so proud of it. But it's going to be a really wild time. The first one was soft compared to what we're going to get into in this special. It's wild. And I was just at Hen Mother Cookhouse this morning, hence why I'm wearing my friend's hat. And I ran into two gals who had their beautiful babies with them who came to the taping that we did at the Fox Theater here in Atlanta in November. And they were like, we're so excited for the special to come out. Like we saw it live. We saw behind the scenes and how it all worked. And so, it's cool for people from my hometown to have experienced that. I mean, there was 8,000 of y'all. So it's going to be really, really exciting for you to see the final product. And listen, let me tell you how showbiz works. We were literally cutting things down to the 12th hour. You have to get legal permission to use this and that and music and all this shit. So everything is always, it doesn't matter as prepared as you are, as hard as you work, everything is always the last minute. So we have literally been cutting it down to the wire. And I want to give a big shout out to all the women in my life, all the girls on my team, to my publicist, to Jen, Tina, Emily, Maggie, Sam, Jamie, all the people in my ethosphere right now that have been working so hard in the special and making it happen. And I'm so grateful to them. And I feel really blessed that I have a group of badass women around me who are running the show and keeping me fucking afloat. I'll tell you what, because mama's not well. Yo, this eczema, it's taking me down. Hold on. I got to get my hand cream on. I got this nice goat milk hand cream that I bought at the Buc-ee's at the Tennessee-Georgia border the other day when I was driving back from Nashville. And it is lovely. Let me give you a little ASMR. You hear that moisture? Oh, yeah, baby. She is moist. I've decided in my skincare regimen, I can't really handle the hard shit on my face, but I am going to try using a little retinol on the hands because you know what you don't want? An old chest or old hands. Okay? Even you psychopaths who don't love sunscreen, put it on your chest and put it on your hands. Might get driving gloves so I could cruise around in the Audi Q5 hybrid and just around town, but without sunspots on the old hands, and I got big paws. I should have been a piano player or something, a train conductor, choo-choo. I got big hands, big arms, all in your face. I don't know what the point of that is. Y'all, I'm riding high. The sugar's high. I had a phenomenal pancake today at Hen Mother Cookhouse. I want to give a big shout out to my dear friend, Chef Soraya. Also want to give a shout out to her sister, Sarah, who is her business partner. Hen Mother just holds a special place in my heart. It is one of the best breakfast joints I've ever been to. And Soraya had been listening to the podcast forever. And I was bitching about, there were like no good restaurant places in Atlanta. And Soraya reached out to me one day and this was what, like 4 years ago? She said, bitch, I'm around the corner from your house. Come in here, you lazy bitch. And I said, okay. And if we haven't formed just a dear friendship, I love her. I love supporting her. I love supporting women with small businesses. She is just she's not only an awesome chef, she's an awesome person. And she just opened her second location. Beautiful spot. The murals on the wall were beautiful. Just the china that your little cappuccino comes out on is just a perfect touch. But she opened a new Hen Mother Cookhouse in downtown Alpharetta. So if you come to Atlanta and you're staying in town, it's a short 15-minute burst up our major Interstate 400 to check out her new location. And the old location in Johns Creek is still open as well. So check any of them out. But I'm so excited for her expansion. And her staff is awesome. They play good music. The food is amazing. She only uses the best ingredients. She's just so incredibly talented. I'm begging her. I went to the opening today and I was like, please open a dinner spot. She's like, I just opened this spot. Quit asking for more. And I said, the people need it. But shout out to the team there. So I'm repping the merch. It's covering up the fact that the eczema from my eyes is slowly going to seep into my scalp. But hey, I'll take a Head & Shoulders commercial any day. But a lot to get into. I mean, I had a really blessed weekend of hanging out with women doing the most. Let's start. I flew to LA. I was doing some other press for the special coming out. And then I got the opportunity to hang out with my girl Reese Witherspoon all weekend at her Hello Sunshine Shine Away event. They were teamed up with AT&T. And I got to interview a bunch of female entrepreneurs about a month ago. A little bit, maybe more than a month ago. And they were shooting these vignettes of really cool female entrepreneurs around LA. And I got to talk to them about like growing their businesses and, what it was like to be a woman in business. Okay. I was talking to the people. And so they had their big summit this weekend, their big weekend of just inviting entrepreneurs, business owners, creatives, you name it, women doing the most were there. So Saturday, I got to kind of kick off the weekend for the team over at Hello Sunshine and everybody who is attending this event. And I did stand up for them. Well, when I saw the timeline, I saw, 6 p.m., it just said 6 glam, 10 20-minute stand-up set. So immediately I'm thinking, oh, great, 6 p.m., 10 p.m., easy breezy. I didn't realize I was doing hair and makeup at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, and I was telling jokes by 10 a.m. Okay? I haven't done morning stand-up in a minute. And I'll tell you what, I had a frickin' blast. There was this great group of Canadian women on the front row, and everybody had like their iced coffee. I mean, it was like bright and early, and I could tell these women put a little, peppermint schnapps in there. They were getting a little excited. But we had such a good time, and I met so many cool people. And then on Sunday, it was kind of a full circle moment because my old boss, who is one of the co-founders of SoulCycle, where I met my best friend in the world, Raymond Padilla, where I met so many of the wonderful loves of my life from that time in my life. We all worked at SoulCycle in West Hollywood, which was a spin gym, if you're not familiar. But I was speaking on a panel with Julie Rice, who was one of the founders. And it was just cool. We got to talk about, how I somehow didn't get fired from SoulCycle. And if it was one of those moments where I sat back and if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be sitting in a seat with a former employer and now they're asking me about how I run my company and I'm searching for the answers because I don't know how to explain what I do. I just put on a hat and tap dance, baby, and somehow it works. But that was a really cool moment. But I just learned from a lot of women this weekend and it was awesome just to see everybody being fearless and asking for what they want and doing what they want and honestly just getting it done. As simple as that. So I was very inspired. Then I go down to San Diego. And I was so excited. Alex Cooper called me and she said, hey, can you come down and surprise the girlies and, do a little question and stand-up set for the girlies at the San Diego show? And I said, absolutely. So I hire a limo driver to take me down there. Just hire a car service. I didn't realize that my driver was 19 years old. Okay. I'm talking to this guy. We're chit-chatting. And I'm like, oh, he's like, oh yeah, I'm studying. I'm in school. Cause I chit-chat with everybody. I mean, I yell at my mom for chit-chatting with Uber drivers all the time because she'll give them her social security number and the code to our alarm. But I chit-chat with everybody. I am my mother's daughter. And about 20 minutes into the ride, I'm like, hey, listen to whatever podcast you want to. I'm going to listen to my podcast. I'm doing the thing. Like, you're good. And he's still so professional in a suit. But I did notice, that the black chauffeur jacket was a little bit big. It was a little bit big on the guy. But I thought, okay, he's a petite man. And so we start talking after I was done listening to a podcast. And he told me he was studying. And I said, oh, great. What are you studying for? And then he said he had just graduated high school. And I said, young man, how old are you? And he said, 19. And immediately I saw my life flash before my eyes. You know what I mean? I just saw it flash before my eyes. It's like, here we are. This kid's probably been playing Grand Theft Auto and is like, I got this hideous woman in my back seat. Because after I get out of glam, it is back to full troll under a bridge. And I had my sweats on and I was just eating a hoagie sandwich. I was just downing a sandwich in the back. Mustard, mayo everywhere. And I'm sure he was just like, let's fucking go. But he was so lovely. But my life did flash before my eyes for a split second that I was being driven by a child. For a second. So that was fun. But I had so much fun at Alex's shows. Man, the way she runs her operation is it's a tight ship, baby. She knows what she is doing. And I had so much fun. It was just a real blast. So thanks, Alex, for letting me be a part of that. And also on my way down while I was being driven by a child, I listened to the episode that Alex recently put out right after mine, which is so funny and ironic to me, with Vice President Kamala Harris. And I thought she did such a great job, very thoughtful interview. I know she only had a limited amount of time because, Vice President Kamala is out there doing shit. And it was a really great interview. So Alex, job well done. And listen, it is fucking hysterical to me that it was Kamala, or it was me and then Kamala. Obviously if Alex is interviewing me, we're talking about the comedy special. We're talking about topical shit. I'm a comic. So when people started sliding in my DMs and coming for me being like, can't believe that you would talk about such things. And then the vice president, who they clearly don't understand that Alex interviews a wide variety of guests. And I thought our episode was fantastic. We had a blast. But it was so funny. My friend sent me a thumbnail of Kamala's face next to my face. And I said, if you would have told chubby little Heather telling jokes in the cafeteria at her private school that she would be in a thumbnail next to the first female vice president of the United States, I would have said, you're out of your damn mind. But it was so funny. And I've seen some of the rhetoric on TikTok where people are now coming for me. And I want you to know I am not a victim. I can take this on the chin. But they're like, did you see the other episode? It was about sororities and blowjobs. Yes, that was the interview because that's what my material's about. I wasn't running for mayor. I never told y'all I too was a politician. Pipe down. And I just want to say, I find it very interesting. It's a wild double standard. And I am not throwing my buddy Theo under the bus at all. He interviewed Bernie Sanders. He interviewed Donald Trump. And everybody praised Theo. And job well done, buddy. You can use your platform however you want to use it. But man, you have a woman bring on the first female vice president to talk about female issues because we are half of the population that's not fucking represented, and somebody's got a problem with it. Listen, some of y'all really have to sit down and just write it out and figure out, write down what the fuck is going on. Because the delusion is wild. I mean, you can disagree with politics, but the double standard is insane. The men do it, they are praised for it. Oh my God. Groundbreaking, life-changing. And a woman does it? Some of y'all just don't get it. And it is shocking. I have to laugh at it. But Alex did a phenomenal job. And I just want to say, to those of y'all who slide in my DMs thinking you're going to change my vote in November, I don't know how to tell you, sweetie. It's not happening. Okay. And if you have been listening to me, if you're new here, welcome to the show. But if you have been listening to me for a long time, I hope you know my heart. You know who I am. And you know that female issues are very important to me. I'm an IVF warrior. I've got one dusty egg left. And body autonomy is a really, really, really important subject for all women. And that's what's important to me. It's important that my friends have representation. It's important. Constitutional laws are very important to me. You know, following the Constitution. It's wild that is something that some people just don't understand. The Constitution's pretty great. Why are we not just following it? You know, I don't even know. But I was laughing pretty hard. Here you have somebody who is changing the world, and then there's me just being like, I loved being in a sorority. So you have to laugh at that. But good for Alex. And, you know, also I saw just kind of an argument in general where they're like, wow, it's really surprising that politicians are going on podcast. That is the new platform, y'all. That is where people go to consume information. Why would you not go on one of the biggest podcasts on the planet to put your message out there? Give me a fucking break. I don't mean to yell at everybody, but God, the double standard. And I'll tell you what, some days as a woman, I really do feel like I'm on a hamster wheel of insanity. I really do. And I do love taking a gummy at night and going through my DMs and seeing some of the sociopaths. And don't think that I haven't screenshotted and printed you out and put you in a little folder. So if I see you at Walgreens, I know what's about to go down. But my God, pump the fucking brakes. For the first time in a minute, I really genuinely feel positive. I know there's been a dark cloud and I know everyone's so sick of everything right now. But I do feel positive. It's important to feel represented. I feel positive about the future, and that's the only way I can lean. I can lean to the positive. God, I want to write a country album. I really do. Being in Nashville just put a fire under my ass. Put a fire under my ass to learn acoustic guitar or sliding guitar or the mandolin and just fiddle on down a new creative project. I was trying to put my thoughts together on the way down here. And I just got so angry. And I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be angry, but I think if you're a woman these days and you are not absolutely at the top of your lungs fighting for what's important to us, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I don't know what to say to you anymore. You know? It's insane. Hold on. Speaking of which, I gotta moisturize. Look at this. You got me all worked up and now I'm dry and dusty. Thank God. Hard pivot. Thank God the Summer Fridays. Lip gloss not sponsored. I found a couple of these bad boys at Sephora, bottom out, everywhere you go. I've been to 3 Sephoras on foot in the last week looking for my Pink Sugar Summer Fridays lip gloss. So I'd like a PR package, please. Oh my God. I'd like a frickin' PR package. But anyways, Alex is doing the most. Good for her. Good for everybody who's out there doing the damn thing. And, this is what I will say real quick. I will say this. I was actually listening to Theo's, and he's a friend, and I've been on his podcast before, and I love what he's doing. I listened to an episode that he had recently with Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban is just a phenomenal businessman and really reminds me of my dad. And I was listening to an episode, and I encourage anybody who's I don't even want to say on the fence, because at this point, if you're on the fucking fence, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. That's insane. But I found it so refreshing to listen to Mark because I've always looked up to him as a businessman, and I've just thought he's always been a very intelligent voice of reason. And he really broke down some things for me on that episode that I just said, wow, that were really eye-opening for me. I just want everybody to listen to that episode and report back and let me know what you think. That's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah. It was cool to be around women doing the damn thing. It can be scary. I don't even want to equate like doing a fucking comedy special. I mean, God, Heather, that's egregious to say. But it is scary putting yourself out there and being a voice. And it's scary to, especially nowadays, because people are just nuts. But I'll tell you this, all right? And I very strongly feel this. The reason and I'm just going to say it, the reason I have a problem with Trump is that because people have put him as an idol. And what's really wild to me is to see, you have like your distant family members who are like wildly religious, and the way they put him up as an idol. And I don't know if you know this, but the Bible says, God says, don't put any false idols before me. And that is what's really wild to me. Mark Cuban does a really good job of explaining and breaking that down. So listen to that. But, fuck. Melania just came out and said she's pro-choice. Come on. You'll remember when she had her platform was Be Best? I just want you to be best. We never really figured out what you were supposed to be the best at, but you were supposed to be the best, Be best. What's okay, I'm going to fucking say it. What is wild to me were the folks that had a problem because they were like, well, Kamala's supposed to be in North Carolina, which she went. She's there. She does 65 things in one day. But when Hurricane Harvey happened, Melania Trump had on a jacket that says, I really don't care. Let me make sure I got this right. I just want to make sure. She wore a jacket that said, I really don't care. Jacket. Melania. I really don't care. Do you? Oh my God. Here's a Vanity Fair article. Melania Trump's I really don't care jacket was actually a fuck you to Ivanka Trump's new book. Oh, okay. Well, it's even better. The house of cards is crumbling. Like what? But when she wore that getting on an airplane during Hurricane Harvey, I didn't know what to tell you either. Oh, I'm so sorry. It says she wore that on her way to visit a migrant children who've been separated from their families. The main mystery has been who or what she was trying to subtweet when she did it. Oh, I apologize. It wasn't even about the hurricane. It was on her way to visit migrant children who had been separated from their families. That's that period. There you go. Okay. There you go. So we're living in a simulation. Oh, God. There you go. Also, this is great. Okay, so the Melania Trump Be Best platform was a public awareness campaign promoted by the First Lady Melania Trump, which focused on well-being for youth and advocating against cyberbullying. And then her husband tweets, "I hate Taylor Swift." Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, what is happening? Y'all. Oh, this is not even political. This is, I mean, I can't wait for the aliens to come take us. All right, there you go. Well, there you go. Anyways, what else did we do? Yeah, so we did the show. I was driven by a child down to San Diego, which was just a hoot and a fucking half. I encouraged him to join to get his pilot's license. I said, listen, actually, just want to shout this out to everybody because I talked to a lot of my dad's old buddies who are pilots, and they're like, there's a shortage of pilots. So if you want to make good money and have a really cool job, and if you've ever thought about getting into aviation and you think you wouldn't have like a panic attack behind the wheel, maybe looking to getting your pilot's license. A goal for next year is for me to be able to get my pilot's license. And the hours are going to be a little tricky, but I live close to a private airport. So I'm thinking that's a goal for me. And we've set a lot of goals and we're trying to check them all off. And I'm really tired. And I'm running on about 2 hours of sleep right now. But I got re-inspired talking to my teen driver. Talking to my teen driver about going to pilot school. So here I am. I'm just trying to encourage everybody. Do what you want to do. Take risks in life because what the fuck do we have to lose? Oh my God. I'm just giggling. All of this is so funny to me. Speaking of teen drivers, did y'all see this? Hold on. We got to talk about this. A little girl drives to Target. All right. I could have had this girl. Honestly, I could have had this girl drive me down to San Diego. And listen, no hate, no shade to the young guy. I was just surprised. I was really shocked when I asked him his age. And he said he just got out of high school. He'd only really been behind the wheel a solid 2-3 years. So I was just a little shocked. But wait, if you did not hear about the story, this is the funniest shit ever. Thank God this little girl's okay, but the breakdown is so great. So I'm reading this on US Today. An 8-year-old girl made it home safely after taking her mother's car and driving it to a nearby Target. That's what's up. This happened in Ohio. The police said, well, I finally found a woman who's in more of a hurry to shop at Target than my wife. Bedford police said in a post on Facebook, more of a hurry by 8 years. That's right. An 8-year-old took mommy's car this morning and drove to Target to shop. They found her drinking a Frappuccino, and in the quote it said, don't worry, we let her finish her Frappuccino. We're not mean. Thank God. Thank God. First of all, what a badass. Can you imagine when you're 8, what is that, third grade? In third grade, picking up your girlfriends and just heading to Target? They said that they saw Ring camera footage, and around 7 a.m. she got in the car by herself and just cruised down to Target. She hit a mailbox on the way, but other than that, it said video of the girl's drive captured shows the SUV swerving and constantly switching lanes as it moves on the road. Girl was like, I gotta get the Frappuccino. The girl was not injured during her trip, but officers said that she struck a mailbox. Police noted damage to the vehicle. It was a Nissan Rogue. Hey, she stole her mom's Nissan Rogue. One, great marketing for Nissan Rogue. I mean, the name Rogue is in the damn title. You know what you do in a Nissan Rogue? You go rogue. You get behind the wheel and you cruise to Target at 8 years old. If I was on the Nissan marketing team, I would be using this to your advantage. Not saying that you want to promote children driving, but, well, they are, and they work for a limo service I was driven by on Saturday. Dude, go rogue in the Rogue. Take that trip with your fellow third graders to Target. Now, this young woman apparently was by herself. Young woman, she was a child, this child. She was with no one but herself, the police report said. Police also received a call about a small child driving a vehicle that matched the description. Where were my 911 calls when I had a child driving me down the 101 to San Diego on Saturday? Nobody called. This guy was like too small in his big limo jacket. It was like if Macaulay Culkin was driving me, but at the time of his age in Home Alone. That's who was driving me for 2.5 hours in the car to San Diego to the Call Her Daddy live show. I love that this little girl she had her priorities straight. You know, she said, all right, it's 7 a.m. I got to get up. I have the whole day ahead of me. You know, I didn't get too crazy with the candy last night, so I have no hangover, no anxiety. I stayed in last night. You know, I watched my shows. She probably watched a couple Get Ready With Me's under a parental supervision on the TikToks and said, I got to go. You know, I don't know if you know this, but Ulta is now inside of Target's, and I got to go get some of that new Tarte Shape Tape because I got to beat a face. I mean, we already know that these kids know how to do makeup and are far more advanced than we were as children. Have you seen that great video where people splice together, you know, the girls that are like 15 now and they're doing these TikTok dances and they're like look like adults, and then let's do what we were doing when we had like, you know, cameras back in the day, and it's just like me crying to the Spice Girls in a corner, just dry heaving, like, I love Ginger so much. With braces, just like, and a lateral lash, just like, let's go to Abercrombie. Like, we were not cool. These kids know how to do a full shade and contour, highlight and contour by the third grade. And I don't blame the young gal. She's like, listen, Mom's Nissan Rogue's been calling me. It's been whispering to me at night, get in here. We're going for a ride. And I love that she knew where she was going. She was cruising. Now, I guarantee I was behind the wheel pretty early because I'm sure, you know, we had a Longhorn Steakhouse by our first home. And I know that my mom, you know, might have had on a Sunday night 2 glasses of red wine. Dad was out of town on a business trip. And she's like, Heather, grab the keys to the Saab. I mean, I knew how to drive stick shift very early. And I would skeet right on home. You know, where I had to get home in time to watch TGI Friday. Had to see my shows step by step, Family Matters. What else? Full House. And there was one more. It'll come to me. Oh, the dinosaurs. Anybody remember the dinosaurs? Not the mama. I'm the baby. What if you were driving, oh my God, and you pulled over this Nissan Rogue and it was the baby from Dinosaurs? This may be too niche for my younger audience, but just Google. There was a show called Dinosaurs where they were like animatronic. Not even animatronic. They were like human actors dressed as dinosaurs. And there was this baby who was kind of a bully. And he would sit in his high chair and just go, I'm the baby, not the mama. And it was iconic. And we would all quote it. You know, if God forbid, I do get pulled over anytime soon and the officer comes to my window, I'm just going to say that. I'm the baby, not the mama. And they're like, ma'am, are you on meth? And I'm like, yes. Oh, God, I get it, though. That feminine urge, you know, we're talking about a lot of female shit today, but that feminine urge to just get in the car at 8 years old and just cruise to a Target, you know, it's in us. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. Women be shopping. But I'm glad the girl's safe, but good for her. She got up. She's like, I didn't have any ice cream last night, so I am feeling fresh. Mind is clear. I have my shopping list. And maybe she was like, I got to get out of this fucking house. I just need some peace and quiet. These people, the whole family's driving me fucking nuts. I need some peace and fucking quiet. And she took her ass to Target and got herself a Frappuccino. And you know what? Bravo to the cops that let her finish it. I love that quote. We're not mean. Thank God. Oh, God, that made me laugh so hard. Oh, so funny. See, women are doing it for ourselves. We're not apologizing anymore. We're not going to say no. We're not going to have to defend ourselves. We're just getting in the Nissan Rogue and getting our Frappuccino. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I've never looked worse. I'm turning my hat backwards right now because I look like I could be one of the bussers or runners at Head Mother Cookhouse right now. I look like a b-boy. I'm in like an old t-shirt, bike shorts that are just up the ass. My Nikes are cutting off circulation. We are in it. I'm going to leave the office today. I have about 15 minutes to wash 2 thongs, and I got to turn around, pack, and get back on a plane. But I'm grateful. Hey, these are first world problems to have. I am so grateful for what's going on. But man, I was really, really inspired to be around a lot of badass women this weekend, doing it and just getting it done. And so I appreciate your support because we got it done with that breadwinner special coming out. And again, I'm sick of myself. I get it. You're sick of me. We're all sick of each other. But you know what I'm not sick of? This little girl who drove herself to Target. I don't even have anything funny to say about it. It's just I'm beaming from ear to ear. It just fills me with so much joy. I mean, that would have been me as a child. Calling Annie. I had my own phone line in the house because my dad owned an IT company for a minute. So, you know, when we were kids, we couldn't have the dial-up. We had the dial-up, but we had 2 phone lines. My dad got my sister and I our own phone line. Because back in our day, if you're younger listening to this, when you got on the internet, it took up one of the phone lines. So I had my own phone line. And I would call Anne Marie, who lived less than a mile away. And we rollerbladed to each other's houses a couple times. And we did have to go over a major bridge, over a major highway. But dude, we almost stole her dad's Ford Taurus once. He was an older gentleman, and we almost stole the Ford Taurus and went to this place called Brewster's for ice cream. But I think we ended up, honestly, pussying out, and I think we rollerbladed. But dude, Annie was my friend where I could call her and be like, I need cookies and cream right now. And she's like, meet me on the bridge. And then we would just rollerblade to the bridge. And then I'd be like, do you have any money? And she's like, no. And I'm like, I don't either. And then we'd have to rollerblade back to my house. And then my mom would be driving back in the Saab, coming back from TJ Maxx and would almost hit us and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, we're being bad girls. In the words of MIA, live fast, die young, bad girls, do it well. God. Don't worry. If you're ever worried about whether or not, I was flirting with boys, I was not. I was hanging out on a bridge in rollerblades with my best friend, Annie. All right? So we've come a long way. We've come a long way. As always, you can call into the hotline 800-213-7503. I can't wait to get into the voicemails right now. We have a lot to discuss, a lot on our mind. I've been rambling enough. So as always, 800-213-7503. Call in. All right, let's get to the voicemails.
Hey, Heather. This is Abby calling from Louisiana. Tiramisu bitch. And speaking of, my absolutely not is Instagram filtering us, sharing your upcoming special on Hulu, and wanted to post it to my story and put tiramisu bitch and even put the little asterisk or whatever for the I, so it wasn't actually spelling the word. And Instagram suggested I edit it. I took that part out just to see if that is truly what they were referring to, and it was.
Yeah.
So absolutely not to Instagram filtering us that way. Second of all, as I'm leaving this voicemail, I'm looking over at my dog, licking the pillow where his butthole was left in. He's a Frenchie, so let me know if that is something you encounter as well. So I'm going to go handle that. Anyway, tiramisu bitch. Love you. Bye.
Tiramisu bitch. I love that voicemail. Yeah, listen, I get it though. I get it with the filtering. The amount of times that I have written something on Instagram in my own stories that then they have said is hate speech towards myself. I'm like, feeling fat today. I'm sorry, just put tiramisu. If you can't, I appreciate you guys sharing the links for Breadwinner and everything. And just keep tagging me in the stories. But unfortunately, here's the thing. The bots, they're trying to save you from the bots. And I got to be honest with you. Don't worry. Nobody on Instagram can bully me. I'll bully myself. I will absolutely bully myself. But thank you for sharing it. And let's also get into your Frenchie. So your Frenchie was trying to lick the place where his butthole was on the pillowcase. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and take that pillowcase off because you're going to end up with pink eye. And see, I was worried with my eczema flare up. My eyes are so red, it kind of looks like I've got pink eye. I don't. It's straight on the eyelids and the crusty around. So let's not zoom in, please. Yeah. Oh my God, my Frenchies. We just had. The housekeeper was there yesterday, changed everything, made it nice. And Jeff said, I give it 30 minutes before Macaroni has some sort of odd hairball in the middle of the night. She's just rubbing her choo-cha all over everything. I'm doing the best I can. I said it. I'm doing the best I can. If you're watching this online, I've turned my hat around. I look even more like an 11-year-old boy now. I'm doing the best I can. I was driven to San Diego this week by a child. I'm doing the best I can. Oh my God. Well, listen, life is going to try and filter you. Everyone's going to try and filter it. It's not Instagram's fault. It's really not. It's not. They're doing the best they can. The kind of crazy shit they got to deal with? People are nuts. And also, when you do send me crazy DMs, if you don't think that I haven't screenshot them, I don't need to reply. Sometimes I reply if it's really funny. I will reply. Like if I know that you're a safe level of crazy, I'll respond. But I'll screenshot it and I'll put it in a nice little folder that says, watch out for this one. So I'm already doing the filtering. I'm already on it. I feel the pulse of the real nutzos. But there's just, You know what I believe in? I believe in the Constitution. I believe in constitutional law, and that is what I believe in at the end of the day. And anybody who thinks they are above the Constitution, I have a problem with. So there you go. Live, laugh, love. All right, let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, Heather. I have an absolutely not for you. I compete my dogs in AKC events, and this weekend I was at an event in suburban Wisconsin. I live in Chicago, so very diverse. And one thing to know about dog sports is it's a lot of older white people, and I am young and black. So there's usually one black person at these events.
Yeah.
And there were two of us at this event I was at, and I got mistaken for this other woman who was probably 15 years older than me and taller than me and had a completely different hairstyle than me and was wearing a completely different outfit from me. And multiple people in the span of an hour, I believe 3 to 4 different times, at least 3 times, someone came up to me and started talking to me as if I were this other woman. We were never in the room together at the same time. Just absolutely not. I don't understand why all black people look the same to old white people. I don't get it. Absolutely not. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know it's a thing. But I don't get it. Should I get a face tattoo? They even said, oh, you changed clothes. So I don't think a face tattoo would help.
Yeah.
I don't know. Love and light.
Love and light. This is hysterical. First of all, yes, that is wrong. The old white people at the dog competition mistook you for the only other black woman at this event. But first of all, bitch, what are you doing as a black woman at a dog competition in Wisconsin? That's got to be the whitest event you could ever go to. Please tell me you've got like a corgi or a king cavalier. If you are in Wisconsin at a dog competition showing your King Charles Cavalier or your cockapoo, bitch, that's on you. That is on you. Listen, I am not going to speak on behalf of older white people. I'm not. I'm 37. I can only speak on behalf of the white women in my age bracket, and I got to be honest, I'm doing the best I can to try and help those hoes out. I'm even frustrated with the situation. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. And yeah, you're like, okay, there's a huge age difference. There's a huge age difference between you and the other black woman that was at this event. I think at that point, you have to start fucking with people. I think you have to say, oh, we're identical twins, really throw them off. Be like, yeah, we're twin sisters. You need a backstory. And hopefully you're not going back to Wisconsin to do dog competitions. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a great time. White people are fine. It's just if you're going to be one of the only black girls in the Wisconsin dog community, you got to know. You got to have a backstory. I'd show up and fuck with some people. You know what I would have said? I would have said, you know what? Where is she? Or I'd be like, oh, no, you might be mistaking me for, my identical twin sisters here, and we are enemies. Do you know that she stole the bloodline from my King Cavalier? Yeah, she stole the last of the litter. This bitch and I haven't spoken in 15 years. Where is she? And then you get all the white people revved up. They don't know what to do because they think that y'all are beefing. Oh my God, that's my dream scenario. That is my dream scenario. Okay, if you've never seen, what is it, Waiting for Guffman? Yeah, hold on. No, Best in Show. If you've never seen Best in Show, which is one of the best movies ever, Catherine O'Hara's in it. Eugene Levy's in it. Like, it's just fucking incredible. It's about people who are doing a dog competition. Christopher Guest, Fred Willard, Parker Posey, John Michael Higgins. It's one of the best movies ever. Jennifer Coolidge is in it. Isn't she? Yes. Yes, of course she is. Jane Lynch. It's fucking phenomenal. You need to see Best in Show. And I want you to watch Best in Show and then report back, because that's what I would imagine. You would be surrounded by these kind of people. But yeah, I would come up with, if you know that you're in the Chicago area and you're going to have to go out to some more suburban areas for these dog competitions, if you got to fly to like Michigan, you need a backstory. Even if there's 3 other black girls there, you need to say you're all quadruplets and you're mortal enemies, and somebody stole the bloodline, or they stole the last puppy in the litter of the pure bloodline, and you're out here fighting for your life. And I would have started a rumor. I would be like, tell me when you see her. No, you actually mistook us. My identical twin sister is here. Yes, there is 2 of you. And then they would have been like, oh my God, there's 2 black people in Wisconsin. What is happening? What is happening? Kenneth, come here. Grab muffins. Come here. You got to hear this story. Like, I just imagine, I don't know why this woman has a Southern accent, but I imagine, okay, Wisconsin, kind of like this. A little Minnesota, but also a little Wisconsin. They'd be like, Kenneth, come here. You're never going to believe this. This young lady, I mistook her for her twin sister, and they're mortal enemies. They're fighting over a corgi bloodline. I mean, oh my God, I would have a fucking field day with it. And again, I have no excuses. I can't defend the older white people who don't take the time to, differentiate your face. But can I just say something though? In all fairness, black don't crack, and that is true. All of my black girlfriends that look fucking good, they don't age. So, they probably, even if she's 50 and you're, 30, everybody looks good. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I saw this great thing on Instagram, and this black guy was getting interviewed outside of a nightclub, and she said that all white people smell like the outside. And I was like, fair enough. Yeah, we probably do. Fair enough. I get it. And I'm searching for my new perfume right now. I really am. I'm trying to find my scent. I don't know what it is yet. But I'm searching for my scent. So, hey friend, if you ever come up to me and I smell like outside, please tell me. I'll take it. I always had some sort of like old sun-ripened raspberry, cucumber melon that I got at Bath and Body Works. So if I ever need a spritz, just tell me. I'm not going to be offended. Just let me know. Let me know. And I'll do my best to tell the white boomer community to make eye contact, ask names, stick their hand out, make sure that they introduce themselves so they too know that there can be more than one black person at a dog competition in Wisconsin. Oh my God, that made me laugh so hard. Listen, you're just out here, with your corgis, just doing your thing. But I will say, if you do have a corgi or a King Charles or some sort of poodle mix, that's also on you. That's on you. Because that's, corgis are some white fucking dogs. Those are some white people dogs. White people always have the dogs where it's too much hair. Golden retrievers. You know what I mean? It's a mess. We're just a mess. Frenchies. It's everywhere. The fur is just everywhere. We're always covered. I feel like any black dog owners keep it very neat. And all, the dogs always have and now I'm stereotyping, but the dogs always have like a little bow, a jingle jangle. I feel like a lot of black girlfriends, they all have small Yorkies. And those are hyperallergenic. So I'm just saying. And my black girlfriends love a Yorkie. Meanwhile, I've got 2 of the last litter French bulldogs here losing their mind, but loves of my life. So I'm leaning into my stereotype. I really am. Okay. All right, let's get to the next voicemail.
Hi, Heather. It's Liz from Atlanta. I am sitting on 285 traffic right now listening to your podcast, and I just thought about my absolutely not, which is just, it's constant. But it's my mother-in-law. I'm sure you can relate. She has now joined the parent Facebook group to my daughter's school, the closed Facebook group. And her claim is that she doesn't know how she got invited into this group. It must be because she liked a picture. Well, lady, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
So she scammed her way in. And now her constant question to me is, did you see that she's supposed to wear this T-shirt tomorrow? Did you see that Goodies with Grown-Ups is next week? I'll take her. Did you see the pictures of this? Did Elle have that ready? So I am a working mother, and absolutely not to my mother-in-law trolling me about all the things that I forget to do for my daughter's school. Tiramisu bitch.
Tiramisu bitch.
Love you so much.
Tiramisu bitch, love you so much. Here's the thing. I want to get hot and angry for you. Clearly, this bitch knew what she was doing. But I'm going to throw this out there. We had somebody call last week and say, the amount of things that you have to bring for class and the amount of things that you have to do is ridiculous. And, you got to deal with the class pet and you got to deal with the outfit changes and all this shit that you're supposed to bring to the class. Hey, work smarter, not harder. Tell her, say, you know what? The fact that you were let into the Facebook group must mean you are grandma of the year. I know you don't want to do it. I know it's just burning your biscuits. But say from now on, if you could just take care of all the things. Yes, if Elle needs to wear a red T-shirt on Tuesday because they're doing a dare. Students Against Drugs, Walk Against the Drugs. If you want to, if she needs to bring a couple number 2 pencils because they're doing state testing on Friday, you just be in charge of that. I'm just going to let you be in charge of that because, I'm a working mother. And you just be in charge of it. Just let her fucking take it. If this bitch wants to do it so bad, let her take it. Say, you know what? I do see these things, but you clearly seem to be so enthusiastic about making sure that baby Elle has all the things she needs for school. So would you be helpful? Could you be helpful and just take that on? Because I'm working late, because I'm a singer. I'm losing my mind today, guys. I'm losing my mind. Now I'm putting the glasses back on. I've done 16 costume changes during this episode. Like, fuck her. If she's going to be nosy, let her be nosy. You know you're a great mom. What are these hoes trying to do? Listen, she's bored. That whole generation is bored. My mom's bored. So I sent her to Ireland. They're bored. They lived very fulfilled lives, and now they're tinkering around at dog shows. Thinking there's only one black person at the corgi competition. They're tinkering around in Facebook groups. They're sliding in my DMs saying crazy shit. I mean, they're just being crazy. So if she wants to be in your shit, then that's your responsibility, boo-boo. You know what? I'm not even going to let Elle's little book bag come home. It's going to your house. And you can drop it off every day with the supplies. Make your life easier. Work smarter, not harder, baby. I hear you. That's fucking annoying. And even if you don't want to take it personally, you're going to take it personally. You know what I mean? You feel like it's a jest, it's a jab at you for, working late because you're a singer. And I do think there is a level of guilt with an older generation right now where if you do work and, some of these moms were stay-at-home moms, they try and guilt you for being a bad mom. I mean, you're never going to win. Also, just know with your mother-in-law, you will never win. So don't try and win. Be like, great, you want to take on this responsibility? Fantastic. Once you learn dealing with these women that it's not about who wins. It's about what makes your life easier. Period. Make your life easier. Say, welcome to the Facebook group. Now I'm going to check myself out. And then make sure you find a mommy who's in the Mommy and Me group. One of the other moms in the room. Be like, report back if she forgets something. You know what I mean? Report back if she forgets something. And then you can hold it over against her. And then this is how you win. It's not about winning. But then you can say, I don't know if you know how to use technology to set up the alerts from the Facebook group, but last night one of the teachers said that they had to bring blue socks because they're doing a thing for the spring celebration, and Ella didn't have her blue socks because I don't think, did you see that? Oh, you go to bed at 6 p.m.? Yeah, so I don't think you saw that. So she got in a little trouble today. So I just want to make sure that you can check it at night. Can you do it at late at night? Can you see late at night on the interwebs? And then you can just be a cunt back. If that's all this is a pissing match to your mother-in-law, just figure out a way to be a cunt back. You can always figure it out. We're women. We can always figure it out. Let's get to the next voicemail.
Hi, Heather. It's Amy from San Diego. Longtime listener, first-time caller.
Hey, girl.
Tiramisu bitch. I am calling because I went to your San Diego show, and I sat next to someone who was a waxer, and I'd never been waxed before, and I thought, this is a sign from God that my husband would absolutely love. I took her number, and I scheduled an appointment to go see her. Now, I've never done this before, so it's like, where do you look? Where is my leg too far stretched over to the left? What am I supposed to do with my hands? Totally awkward, but we sit there and giggle over you and your show and you and Jeff, and it just makes for such a pleasurable experience. So absolutely yes to meeting someone that connects you in the city that you live in at one of your shows, and absolutely yes to listening and giggling and enjoying that while I'm getting waxed.
I love that. Look at that. Look at the community we built. Now, I'm hoping you're talking about my show that I did when I was in San Diego a couple months ago, but I was just doing, I popped in, did a little bit at Alex's show this past weekend. So I don't know which show you're referencing, but either way, bad bitch community. Getting waxed is a little tricky because you really don't know where to look. And, for the guys who are listening, if you've never had hot wax poured on your genitals, then you don't know how vulnerable of a feeling it is. But, obviously it's up to the waxer, the esthetician, to, make it feel like a real warm, inviting space. But I'm always chit-chatting. I am chit-chatting, and I know exactly the one part on your crotch where it hurts the worst. It's at like the top of the pubic bone. It's not actually on the insides of the lips. That doesn't actually hurt. You really don't even feel that. It's on the top, the sensitive part of the pubic bone. Oh my God. It's like the further you go inside your body, the less it hurts. Oh, when they do that first rip, you see stars, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you see our former sisters, you see the suffragettes being like, why are you doing this? You see Amelia Earhart's plane just going down because she's like, no, don't tell me women get waxed out. Scared. You see every woman who has come before you fighting for her life. And you know that you shouldn't, that if you want hair, you can have hair. If you don't want, you don't have to have it. But that's why I just do a bikini. I do a landing strip. I can't do it anymore. You can wax everything. You can get the inside, you can get the butt, you can do all of it. But that one little strip, it just hurts too bad. Like I can't do it. I'm too sensitive. I'm too tired. It is what it is. But just to let you know, when you do get waxed, you can chit chat. And, with particularly Brazilian wax, it's always interesting because if you go to, you have your usual waxer, but if you go to somebody new, they always do the butt strip a little different. Some people have you kind of do a happy baby pose where your legs are above your head. Some people have you turn to your side, lift an ass cheek. Some people have you lay on your tummy, spread your ass cheeks. Either way, I always want that back just fresh. Just keep that fresh. And there's no better feeling in the world than a freshly waxed ass. So, it gives you a little pep in your step. You have a little zip. You walk around town like you're the shit because you got a nice smooth ass. And if you don't have a smooth ass, do you? You still are the shit because you have rights. Remember, it's all about choice. It's all about choice and rights. But I love that. I love that you met a waxer. I love that you met somebody, and look at us supporting small businesses because that's what it's really about. We're supporting small businesses. And that's a beautiful thing. God is so good. I have nothing to tell you in this except if it ever gets uncomfortable, look up at the ceiling, tinker on your phone, chit chat about the new restaurants in town, just keep the conversation moving. And the more you keep the conversation moving, the less you're going to think about the fact that there's hot molten lava on your clitoris. Just saying. Okay. Here we go. Let's get to this voicemail.
Hi, Heather. This is Jen from New Jersey. My absolutely not is, can we talk about you getting upstaged on Call Her Daddy? Like, can you just have your moment? I mean, the freaking vice president went after you. Like, come on, stealing your spotlight. But, okay, that's my really bad attempt at a bit. But how actually cool. How amazing you were on. And then one of the most impactful women of today's day and age, everyone give over your opinions, was on. So I think it's just showing your rise. Great you could share the stage. And let's get those ovaries staged on a plane. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Hey, I will take it. I love that. Thank you for calling in with an absolute yes. I mean, also very funny, and trust me, it is the humor is not lost on me. I mean, somebody sent me a photo of the God, what am I trying to say? The thumbnails. I'm sorry, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm emotional. I'm on my period. I'm doing all the things this week. That was the other thing too, being at this women's conference all weekend. I made a joke. I came out, I was like, we're all going to be on our periods. And I shit you not, within 8 hours of getting in the car, heading down to San Diego, I started my period. It was too much fabulous female energy. So I'm menstruating, so I'm in my feels. But somebody sent me a thumbnail of my face next to the vice president's face. And I said, hell yeah. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know what I'd run for. But my slogan would be, McMahan can and she will. Why? Because we have nothing left. Nothing can stop us. We're all the way up. Now, I don't know if I want to use that because I feel like one of those guys is tied to P. Diddy. But you know what I mean. That would also be tough because then it's a little problematic. You got to find like one musician that wasn't tied to the P. Diddy freak-offs, which is also hard. I mean, it's like all the artists who didn't want Trump using their music at his rallies. Well, now on the other side of it, we're like, oh, God, who wasn't at the freak-off? So many good songs I could use, but everyone was at the freak-off. I was student body president of my high school. I was. And I fought for flip-flop Fridays. And, I was fighting for the policies that were important to predominantly white, wealthy suburban kids in Atlanta, Georgia in the early 2000s. But I do remember pulling out of my high school, and that's when the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Tryin' album came out. Dude, I would cruise out in my school uniform. Many men wish death upon me. And I would cruise out as if I had done hard time and knew about the streets. I'm like a 16-year-old white girl driving in my SUV that my dad bought, just jamming as if I had seen things. Apparently 50 Cent is doing a documentary about P. Diddy, so I guess he was on the right side. 50 Cent, good. So anybody can use 50 Cent songs for their campaign. How funny would it be if I ran for something in like my suburban neighborhood? Maybe when I run for HOA president, because I feel like it's only a matter of time. Talk about a tyrant. We got a tyrant running our HOA. And everyone's afraid of this guy. Here's the thing. Nobody wants to do the job. Also, no one wants to do the job. And I'm going to let you know right now, when I do eventually run for HOA president, I will come out to, well, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to name some of the options that we could use for my walkout song. What Up Gangsta? Many Men Wish Death Upon Me. Into Club. High All the Time. Oh no, I'm coming out. I already figured it out. If my slogan is McMahan can and she will, then I'm coming out to If I Can't Do It, Homie, it can't be done. Or Pimp. Also good. Oh my God, there's so many good songs on this album. This is the only thing I'm listening to as I drive home or to go meet my husband for tacos tonight is the Get Rich or Die Trying. And if that doesn't also explain the American dream, all we're trying to do is get rich or die trying. Y'all, I have spiraled so much on this episode. I love you for being on this journey with me. But hey, I also agree with you. Can't believe there's my face. And then there's Vice President Harris, just right there together. But it was just so funny. I mean, full circle for all of this. It's funny that anybody, if we're to say, like, I can't believe that she went on an XYZ podcast. Why? So it's okay for the guys to do it, but it's not okay for the girls? Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Unbelievable. Listen, if I can do anything today, I just hope that we can fucking giggle. I mean, there's real shit going on in the world. We have a dear listener who had to hang out with a bunch of white people in Wisconsin this weekend pushing corgis. How do you even show a corgi? I don't even know if the dog was a corgi. I'm just assuming it was a corgi. Can you imagine being a fly on the wall for a Wisconsin dog competition? I mean, that would be the best 48 hours of my life. Hey, invite me to the dog competition next time. And we'll tell people that we're identical twins. But something happened. We'll come up with some like medical anomaly where you're black, I'm white, but we're actually full blood relatives. And we'll just come up with some backstory. And we'll fucking prank people and we'll record it and it'll be an all, good spirits and it'll be fucking hysterical. But I will tell you right now, when I do run for whatever I run for, I'm playing if I can't do it, it can't be done. But you know what can be done? Whatever the hell you want. Because you've got this. I'm thinking of Crystal. I'm thinking of her family. And I'm about to announce some new tour dates soon. And I hope that we can all get together and see each other again in person. And, I was going to pause to go out on the road for a bit, but I said, you know what? I miss seeing y'all's faces. I miss being with you. When I got that news about Crystal, I was like, I got to get back. I got to see, I got to hug, I got to touch, I got to feel you, I got to see you. And I miss y'all. And life is short. So go for what you want. Just don't worry about being cringy. Don't worry about what people think. Go and do it. Be ballsy. Be bold. And in the words, oh my God. And in the words of Melania Trump, be best. Nobody knows what that meant. Still don't understand what that meant. Just be best. Be best. You're like, what? Huh? Who? But here we are. Thank you for listening to my rambling today. Thank you for calling into the hotline. I love you very much. And I'm so excited. We'll all see you back on the road. I am so grateful that you guys are tuning into Breadwinner. Thank you. That's been my passion project. And when I was at Hen Mother this morning, I ran into 2 gals who were at the taping, and they were like, we can't believe it's a year later, but that's showbiz, babe. That's how it works. But I am so grateful for everybody who's tuned in and supported me. And thank you for letting me be a part of your lives. I really mean that. And Crystal, this one's for you. Love you, mean it. I'm going to play as much as I can of if I can't do it, nobody can. No, 50 Cent, please don't sue me. This is for Crystal. Hopefully we don't have to tune this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey. That was exactly 8 seconds. Crystal, I love you. I'm thinking of you. I miss you. And to everybody out there, hug the people that you love. And thank you for being here. Ciao, Bella. Arrivederci. I'll see you on the next episode of the Absolutely Not podcast. Bye.